me watch what you turn on. Just crack it up, oh me girl. Right now, right now.
Oh yes, welcome to the Q&A, everybody, and Miriam Kim's here as well. It is great to see you all. It's great to see you, Miriam. We haven't seen each other in so long.
I know. It feels like ages. It's good to see your face. I'm always excited for our little Q&As because it's just a chance for us to chat and get to know people.
Me too.
Yeah.
And this time, there are things that I want to talk about because throughout the couple weeks that we've had since the last time, I've got a lot of singers who actually hit me up, and we do have a mentorship program. So every time they hit me up and they're members, I'm like, "Why are you hitting me up?" But at the same time, it's because they also know you guys can always contact me. I'm going to give you answers and everything. But we do have a mentorship program for anyone who's having questions. If you're a member, even about songs or about how to like which song you're trying to do, utilize that membership. Go to KWCUSA.org, go there, go under your membership and then under mentorship. And you'll actually get all the info about who to talk to. But there are things I do want to talk about. And I know that having you here, Miriam, is going to make it even better because you're going to probably agree on a lot of the things. And it's just, it's always okay to have questions. Ooh, that's too big. I know it's always so big. I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of that thing. So welcome, everyone. If you're watching, thank you so much for tuning in. We love having you here. And boop, look at that. That's old. Yep. This is one of the websites you can go to. They'll bring you to where you need to go, the KWCTeamUSA.com and also the KWCUSA.org. And then we have our lovely and talented Miriam Kim, who is the KWCUSA Communications Director and Production Assistant and a little bit of everything. She is everything.
I am a woman with many hats.
Wait, where's your hat today?
My hair is going to be my hat for today.
We got Corrine is watching. We got Roberto watching.
What's going on, you guys?
Good seeing you. And Roberto's already tagging other singers like, hey.
Wonderful. Yes, tag people. Tag people.
Guys, if you can share this to your page, that'd be great. Especially since right now I'm pretty blocked from sharing things. So because I'm the national director of the Karaoke World Championships, and we put a lot of videos up for the last 5, 6, 10 years. So videos are all the way going back that long that I posted are now getting taken down because of copyright. And things that I can't control what I did 6 years ago by posting that. So now they count them as you go. And so when you're also posting your videos on social media, make sure you're posting them first to YouTube and then sharing them, because with the way Facebook's working now, they don't want to have any business with copyright because they end up having to pay for the copyright or they get sued. So, and I've looked into it to see, you can write those like little things. I don't own the rights, but now if you do write that, Facebook actually sees it first then, and then it gets taken down. So there's a lot of weird things. You can always go on Smule and try to share it that way as well. But again, I would share it someplace else like Vimeo, or I would share it on YouTube, or, even on Instagram. Instagram's a little bit friendlier, but Instagram only does like 30 seconds. But and look, and the Korean's like, look, so true. I did share one from YouTube. So unfortunately, that's the way things are working right now. And so anytime that there's now even like, let's say Miriam even posts something from KWCUSA because she's the communications director, and one of them is our show last week. So then I got dinged because of copyright. I'm like, what? I'm not even the one who posted that, really. But because I'm the owner of the KWCUSA Facebook page, it goes under my little things, and I share, I guess, a little bit too much. So I need your help. The singers, the people watching who just love the KWC, or people who used to be part of it, who are like, I'm going to wait until it's live again. Share this. I know that you're still singing. I know singers. Tag them. Share this. Tell them you need to get involved with the Karaoke World Championships. We are one of the longest running world singing championships out there. So a lot of them, some of them weren't worldwide until like about 10 years ago. We've been worldwide for 19 years. 19 years. And we have every year we have roughly about 24 to 32 countries every year who participate and send singers. And this year it looks like it actually might even be way more than that. So it's really cool. If you know anyone in another country, also tag them. They can go to the karaokeworldchampionships.com website and they can submit a video there if they're in a country that doesn't have a country partner. So we always are looking for the best, and we also want to have the most participation from around the world. And we know that it's a little bit different with everything being online. Mm-hmm. I want to start off with a little bit of video stuff because we're on this subject. And one of the things is I got hit up by a singer who felt they've been in the Karaoke World Championship rounds earlier, and they're very discouraged. And part of the reason they're discouraged because they don't feel like they have enough time to make videos. And first of all, I'm not one to talk to about time management because I work like 70 hours a week. So I'm always like, really? And but at the same time, and this is multiple people, actually. I shouldn't just say it's one person. This is multiple people. And it's like the same thing. They're like, I don't have time. This is a big commitment. One of the things that I want to recommend to everybody, the one way you can get better is actually making videos and getting over that anxiety, whether or not you're competing. Part of the reason why we also have it this way is because we want to improve your videos so you can use it to get professional gigs. Like if I'm in Vegas, I need to have my videos. I'm recording, like, you guys might not see it because right now with the copyright police, I'm afraid to post it, but I'm recording like 10 to 15 songs a week, just in front of my green screen. And just like this, I have my microphone. And part of it's because I'm rehearsing and I want to listen to it back. And sometimes it takes me 3 takes to really try to get that song buttoned down. But I recommend for everyone to do that. And a lot of times I'm like, the time that was spent for people to contact me, they could have made a video. And we don't need you to have a fancy backdrop. We don't need you to have a fancy soundboard. You don't need to go straight in there. Of course, we want really good sound, but we want to hear your voice. And we really want to see your videos. And the other thing is, I know that there's a lot, especially with what's going on in the world. And now it's, some places are fully open, some are not. And also it's really jarring when you go from, hey, I have to wear masks, to all of a sudden CDC says we don't have to wear masks anymore unless you're not vaccinated. But then how do you, anyways, we all know that stuff. So it's really hard to do that because you have all this pent up. We had a really weird year and we all get that. But one of the things is to keep on singing, keep on making those videos, keep on working on you and make yourself better. So for me, this is the opportunity to really grow as a singer. And if you don't have the means, let's say you don't have the backdrop, you don't have the soundboard, use those singing apps, use Smule, use Yoki, use the voice. I love the voice app. So I'm always going to promote the voice app because they have great tracks and there's not too many effects that you can choose from. And it's pretty smooth. They don't have all the music, but really you don't need the music. You all have go-tos that are available everywhere. So, Mary, I want to divert to you now because I also, you also deal with time management and are always working. And yet I know you also make a lot of videos.
Yes. So, those of you that are trying to audition for the KWC, you have to understand that it's not any different from a live setting. If we were in a normal year, you would go to a venue, you would try out at the venue, and if you made it, then you would then be obligated, in a sense. I mean, you don't have to, but if you tried out, there's a reason, right? Then you would, have a spot in the venue finals, in which you're trying to get past that. And then you would have to make time to go to state finals and then get past that. And then you would have to make time for the week that we're in Vegas for nationals. And then you have to make time for that. So you have to, plan ahead and get that time taken off, like vacation time at your work or whatever ahead of time. And then after that, if you make it past that, you would have to go and take time off again and go to Worlds.
True.
So it's really not as time consuming as you think. It's not any more time consuming, let's say. It's not more time consuming than if we were live. Okay. Actually, I feel like it takes less time to do videos at home.
Same here.
So much easier to do it here. Because you don't have to drive to a location. You don't have to wait for your turn. You could just boom, get it done, boom, out it's done. Right? You set up your music, you set up your camera, boom, get it, film, ready. I'm on my spot. I'm singing my song. I'm doing what I do in normal karaoke space, whatever. And then the song is done and you just wait for a little bit. You click it shut and then you can go into your phone and you could actually trim it down from the ends so that you don't see you like walking in or like touching your buttons and stuff. Okay. Like that. Okay. That look, we don't have to deal with that. Okay.
Right.
There are ways to do this and it's not as time consuming as you think it is. Right. For me, I have a full-time, like my day job. I have my, I was doing 3 courses at university. Mm-hmm. I was taking care of my 2 children who are like velociraptors, helping them with their schoolwork. I have my coaching business. Then I'm helping other singers to go ahead and prep for this very competition as well as other competitions, right? And on top of that, I myself have to prep for a competition battle myself. So I have to make these videos myself too. What I'm telling you is, if you feel like, oh, I don't have, 30 minutes in a day to film, then I would say that you need to work on your time management skills a little bit better. Because listen, if you got 30 minutes to go and take a shower, if you got 30 minutes to go to the bathroom, if you got 30 minutes to eat food, if you have 30 minutes to sit there and play a video game, trust me, you have time. Okay? You have time.
Look, 30 minutes is a long I really think even if you got 10 minutes, if you got 10 minutes.
Oh, no, I'm going to say 30 minutes because you know what?
30?
That first take might not be your favorite. That means that you have to redo that song. And you have to do 2 songs, right? Got to do 2 songs. So allocate that time. Once everything is set up properly, like the balance of the music and where you're going to be standing, once you block yourself and everything is set where it's supposed to be, it's going to be way easier. All you got to do is record, play, stand on your spot, sing your song, wait for a few seconds after the song is done, go back and stop record. That's it, Kareen, that's so funny.
What'd she say? Oh, I'm a different.
She said, wish I could do a video in 30 minutes. I'm not as good as you two. For me personally, I have my own little videographer in my wonderful other half. He's my better half, and he helps me out. But like I said, but that's because I have studio lights. I've got backdrops. I've got, DSLR cameras. I've got a whole setup going on. But this is so easy. Like I literally could do it on my cell phone if I wish to.
Are you on your laptop right now?
I am on my laptop right now.
And this is your laptop camera?
This is my laptop camera, yes.
And that looks fine. And usually laptop cameras, I would say, oh my gosh, it's about lighting and really, and it's okay to do it from your laptop camera. You do not need to have a fancy camera.
Oh yeah, look, there's ways around it, and if you want to get the whole 9 yards, again, you could reach. If you are a member, that's what your membership's for. Go reach out to our AV tech. Go talk to one of the mentors to help you set everything up correctly. You don't need like Josh said, you do not need to spend an arm and a leg to do this. Okay.
Yeah,
You
please
just
don't.
need to, you just need good lighting. So if you're one of those people like, oh, my house is really dim, like my lights are dim, I can't record at night, do it in the day. When the light's up, open your blinds, okay? Face the window. Do not have your back to the window. Face the window so the light is hitting your face. It's direct at you. That's the best lighting you're going to get, natural light, okay? Set your cell phone on a tripod that you could buy for like $12 at Best Buy or something.
Actually, you can get them for $1.99.
Even
at the
cheaper.
99-cent only.
See, like I said, even cheaper. Okay, so you could set that up so that it's level with you. Then you have your music, whatever music device you're going to have, whether it's going to be off your TV or whatnot. Make it easy on yourself. Okay, you don't need a whole heck of a lot, but make sure your backdrop is clean. Like, we don't want to see a messy house. Okay, that's usually why people use backdrops, because they're trying to cover up some stuff.
So Kareen does want to know who is the AV tech? The AV tech that we have is actually someone that Kareen knows. It is Christian Fabian. And he's always available to hit up on Facebook Messenger. That's usually the easiest way actually to get in touch with them. But also, if you go through our mentorship area, you should be able to get his direct contact as well.
I mean, you could reach out to any one of us, realistically.
Yeah, and you get me or Miriam. I know that Miriam would be happy to help.
I'd be more than happy to walk you through. In fact, there have been several people who have asked, and I've helped them, and their videos look infinitely better. I'm a little pat on the back. But yeah, it's so super simple. Do not make it harder than it is. You don't have to go to Amazon and be buying like hundreds worth of stuff.
Nope.
We don't want you to have to do that. You are not being judged on your production value. However, if we cannot see your face, then you cannot be judged on some of the criteria that's on the judging criteria. You can't be judged on that because we can't see your face. So how do we know if you're making a smiley face, happy face, like smiley face, sad face, frowny face? I don't know what kind of face, surprise face. Who knows? We can't see your expressions because it's all dark. See, he's well lit. So Josh is well lit. So we know what kind of face he's making. Now, if he was backlit and his face was all silhouetted, we can't see that. We can't see what he's doing. We could just kind of barely make it out maybe. And that's with a good camera. But even with great recording devices, if you do not have proper lighting, it cannot do the best that it was built for, right?
Exactly.
So again, do not think that you need all the pizzazz for Miriam, it's an investment. Okay. For Miriam, it's an investment.
I want to interrupt really quick to talk about some of the things in the videos that I've seen. Mm-hmm. Some of the things is that people will shoot on their laptop, or they'll have like a small tripod, like a desk tripod. Mm-hmm. And usually those ones, like we were talking about, the $1.99 one, or it's 90. You can even go to the Dollar Tree because they have them too, where it's only $1. They have bendable legs, and what I love about them is that when you have a desktop one, I'm sitting here, so I can. The one I'm actually talking to right now, it's a desktop one, and but what's cool about it is I can mount it to anything. I can put it higher, I can put it lower, I can move it around, I can have crazy angles because it has these bendable legs. When you're singing, like me personally, I don't want you to be sitting down singing in an audition video. Part of it's just you're not proper. You don't have your proper. What am I looking for here?
Proper breath support.
Thank you. Proper breath support. And so when you're standing, that's all going to be there. Plus, when you're sitting, you get this thing going on. You don't even realize you're doing it. And if I'm going like this, trying to work the camera, crushing my diaphragm. If I'm like this, I'm like, it's just weird. Uh, and you want to make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed and back and not like crunched up. Like it's really easy when you're in your desk to like get like this. So you really want to be in a good position. The other thing is that we don't want you, it's a really bad angle to shoot from from underneath and up. And a few of you also might have seen a few photos of a few weeks ago that I was just messing around with my tripod. My tripod doesn't go up that high because I was using a real tripod. And everyone's like, "What? Did you have a toddler take those photos?" Because everything was just a little bit lower than me. So like you're getting all the under chin and the things that don't look so pleasant. So when you're shooting, try to do it from either something that's like eye level or a little bit higher. That's also shooting.
Tape it to your wall.
Yeah.
If you have to. Get real MacGyver with it, okay?
Right?
If you do not have a stand, again, we're not telling you to go buy more stuff, okay?
No, buy 'em.
If you do not have a stand, somewhere in your house you have Scotch tape or duct tape or something, okay? You can go ahead and put it on the center of your phone and tape that sucker to your wall.
I also do have this thing that I can put my phone on and everything, which works great. And what I do is I actually jam like a little book or something underneath here, so it's not so angled. So it's not angling down. There's so many different things I do with my camera. Oh, right? You love nasal shots and double chin.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. It makes you look taller.
We also have to actually, speaking of, because Kareen is doing it, there is on the KWCUSA YouTube page, Kareen has been doing a Smule forever, as long as Smule has been around, it seems like. And her videos look fantastic. And she actually made a video for Keep On Singing a couple years back on better ways to make your videos at home. And while it is mostly geared to singing apps, you should use it for other things as well. Also, when you are singing and you don't have a mixer board, things I would like to say to you, and you aren't using a singing app, is put that camera or your phone as close to that speaker that you're going to be having the music, and then just sing out so we can hear you. Again, watch the video though before you turn it in, because some of the times we don't hear it. And a lot of people have gone into their garage, and this is the past of, and they've gone in because the acoustics in your garage are really cool and everything. However, don't stand next to the garbage cans. They have a bunch of cans and stuff in there and garbage sticking out. Move that stuff out of the way and make it, maybe I would try to either have the doors as my backdrop, even though it has the lines and everything. I'd rather see that than a car and a bike and lawn equipment and things like that off to the side, because you just want to make it as clean as possible. And I would also suggest leaving the door closed. Don't have it halfway up. Don't have it all the way up, because you have kids riding by on their bicycles. You have penguins who sometimes, who knows, they walk by random weird birds, and we're like, whoa, what's going on? However, it is entertaining, but we want to judge you. We don't want any distractions. We want you to on like a clean wall.
We've had cats. Listen, we've had cats. See, we've had dogs.
Cats. Yep.
We've had a lot. Pet cameos happening. It's wonderful. Pet cameos. But again, the reason we want it to be a clean backdrop is it's not really. It's somewhat of a production value, but at the same time, it's to go ahead and get the focus on you. You don't want the focus happening on other things, distracting things happening. You want the focus to be on you because you want the judges to give you a shot, right? I mean, you want them looking at you. So make sure that you keep it clean. Make sure the light is on you so that we can see your beautiful faces and enjoy you, full performance. And I'm telling you, you get the right lighting.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if you do it on a cell phone, DSLR, webcam, laptop cam, whatever else, GoPro, who cares? Doesn't matter. You're going to get the best visual possible. And the more light that you get in your like get on you, the less grainy the video is going to be.
Yep.
So,
And there are actually some really great inexpensive LED lights out there. Ones that even have magnetic. They're magnetic, so you can like stick them places. But if you don't use the magnet, they also have a clip. They're at Harbor Freight for $3.99. And they're
so
small,
cheap.
and I was shocked at how good they were, because there used to have a different one there that was more like a square and more looked like one of these where it has a bunch of them, and it was about that size, and they discontinued it. But now they have like these little like octagon ones, and I was afraid it was going to be like too much like a flashlight. And I did recommend it to someone who I was watching their video. I've been helping people on their not for KWC, but on the side for their own videos that they're shooting. And my friend Brenda does her live broadcasts, and the lighting was always really dim. And something about Vegas, I always talk about this, like Vegas, it's so sunny outside that some reason, even if you have white walls, there's something that's sucking all the light out of the rooms. So I was like, you really need to do it, because her complexion, and you couldn't see it. It was muddy. And I was like, let's clear this up. She bought 2 of them. 2. The next show was fantastic. And it sort of looked like 2, not spotlights, but more of like almost
focus lights, right?
Yeah, and they looked fantastic. So you do not need to, you don't need to have really fancy lights. You can use inexpensive stuff out there. You can use like those LED work lamps and throw like a white light or a white sheet over it. Just try to tone that down.
Yeah, your girl used to go to Home Depot. I got myself a $6 clamp light. Things that you would see, mechanics use, or handymen that they use. They did clamp lights. Okay, I would get $6 clamp lights. Get a bulb, daylight. You want 5600K.
Yep.
Okay, that's what you want. You want daylight. What I've got on me is daylight. Okay, it's a little bit more true to color. The lights you have usually in your house are very warm. They're about 2,800 and between there to like 4,000 or something like that. So they're on the more yellow side. It gives you kind of that cozy feel. That's why houses usually have them. But for videos purposes, again, not necessary. Just have enough light. I mean, if it's a lot of like warm lighting, then that's fine, as long as it's enough light to light you. But again, I always MacGyvered stuff, you know, because I didn't have the funds back then to do what I wanted to do. And I was filming YouTube videos. So I was like, I had to be very creative with my lighting. Now, being a little bit more established at work and everything, I can afford to do things like this, but it is also an investment, because the boyfriend happens to be a photographer and videographer. So we need to have these things, but, that's the plus side, right? It's for us, it's an investment in our business, but it is not necessary. And I've had to go the cheap route and still produce great quality videos.
And, it's not even for you. Think of yourself as a business. One of the things that actually Katie said recently is think of it as that you're your own pet. You have to take care of yourself like you're your pet. You have to feed yourself. You have to take yourself for a walk. But no, it's because we treat our pets so well, and we usually spoil our pets, but we also make sure that they're eating right and we're doing everything right. Think about yourself like that, because one thing is like, I know that I'll take care of everything else before myself. And it's normal for people to do that, but you still have to remind yourself to take care of yourself. One things when you're making these videos is you need to, we don't want you to go and spend a lot of money, but invest in just a little bit. One of the things that Kareen has told me, and here by she talks about that material behind you. Yeah, if you're using material, like if you want to use, make sure the wrinkles are out. Use a steamer, or go into the bathroom. Use your shower curtain as the background. It's actually okay to do that. But one of the things Kareen has, and it's in those videos, in her backdrop, she actually puts like little lights along her backdrop, and it's just a little bit. It gives her that enough backlight too. That's not like overpowering, but she also usually has a little tiny lamp on a little table that you can't really see to give a little bit more backlight as well. It's a great little trick. What did she say?
Her curtain
Yeah,
was
and her
around.
black curtain was a remnant for $6. And a lot of stuff, if you have a Goodwill near you, you can get lamps, you
Oh,
can get the
yes.
backdrops, you can get sheets. Like seriously, a bed sheet that's just like a single color, or like it sort of looks actually like Miriam's backdrop, because I have a sheet that looks like that, is always great. You do not need to spend a fortune on it.
No, not at all. Not at all. So again, if you need assistance with how to make sure everything is set up correctly, again, our mentors are there to help you because they've also had to make videos themselves so they can really assist with your setup. Okay. Now, that's the video portion, right? That's the video portion. To me, video is key just because it's aesthetically pleasing to have good lighting. It just makes, when I see them, I get a little bit more excited than, just a cell phone video where it's not really properly lit and things like that. It's not as exciting to look at. The person singing behind that type of setup may be phenomenal. Okay. Could be phenomenal. Whoa. Right. But that phenomenal singer is also missing points because we can't see the face. We can't, really gauge, like if you're engaged with the song, like it's really hard to tell. Right. On the flip side, you can have a fantastic video and your audio is just garbage. Right. I'm not saying your singing is garbage. I'm saying the audio quality is garbage. So, Karina's cracking me up.
Okay. So Karina's, I'm gonna show everyone that she said. The audio is the bane of her existence. I gotta tell you, I've heard her videos when she's not on Smule and she used her thing, and while there aren't the effects and everything, personally, I feel like they sound really good. And what happens when you are using, sometimes when you're using Smule and things like that, you are so used to hearing the sound in a certain way, but also it takes out some of the effects you can do and some of the things you can do. Because when you're using that, like a Scarlett Focusrite, which is one of the things that she uses, it doesn't have any effects and it's just clear as day. And it's really hard to adjust that backing track to that. And what? Yeah,
it's a little bit difficult. I mean, I have to say, getting the right balance, right? Because a lot of us.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show off this thing again. It's $22, guys, and this is what I do on my phone now. All right. So this little V8S, and I seriously thought this was going to be garbage. I was like, I'm gonna invest $22. If I hate it, I'll give it to someone. On the back here, look at this. It has all these ways I can either send. So the live 1 and 2 telecast, where it says that actually can go out to my phone's iPhone, regular phone. And then it says accompaniment. So I can actually come from a computer, anything that I can also plug it into another phone and use a backing track from there. And then there's a charging port. So I can charge this because this is USB powered. And I mean, not USB powered, it has a battery in it. And then there's also one for computer, which will go into your computer and act as a sound card. The other thing it has is a full, wrong way. There we go. This is for a 1/4-inch plug for a microphone. So you can use a microphone that you have at home, but you can also use a capacitor mic, a little tiny mic, like a lapel mic. You could use your headset mic that you use for your phone. And then if you just want to have a little monitor, you can plug in this earphone thing and you can monitor it. This earphone jack can also go out to a speaker if you have like a little Bluetooth speaker or whatever. So you can also monitor the sound as well. It has effects built in. It has reverb. It has highs and lows. It has a lot of stuff. And it has controls so I can control my music. I can control my tape. Sorry. And then I was really shocked that it was good. It has bass and treble on there, so I can make my voice sound better. I can control how much reverb. I can control my mic volume, and it was $22.
Yep.
And
you can get a lot of cool stuff for. That's quite affordable, actually. But
Yep.
for those of you who don't even have the $22,
Yep.
okay, go in your bathroom.
Yep.
Clear out the furniture in your in a room that may have hardwood floor. If you have hardwood floors, right, then clear out like your living room space. Like push all your furniture off to like your dining area or whatever, and give yourself a little bit more of a bouncing situation, a little bit more ambiance there, right? And then when you're singing, you're going to hear a slight echo back to you, right? A little reverberation off the walls. That will go ahead and make you feel a little bit more comfortable, you know, especially if you're one of those people who hate dry mics. I hate dry mics, okay? It's generally why I do not like to use like condenser mics and stuff unless I have a situation where I have it set up where I can hear the effect in my ears, but not quite coming from the microphone itself, right? But I'm one of those people. I hate dry mics. I hate my voice when it's just the voice and that's it with no effects. I'm so used to just hearing it with effects. But sometimes all that takes is just getting used to not hearing effects on your voice. You know, run it through several times. You know, we're not going to like our voices, you guys. I'm just telling you right now.
Nope.
People do not like their voices because we hear it every day. You know, I think very few of us actually like their voice.
There are some people, this is what I find funny. There's some people who love to hear their voice. They also think that they're the next world champion. And then they turn in a video. And look, I'm not trying to bash anyone, but they're tone deaf and they actually can't hear anything. And we get their video in and I'm like, oh my gosh. And they're like, oh, this sounds so good. Just wait till you hear me. And like, they'll actually write me and I'm like, and I actually am like, oh, I don't know what to say to them. Like, cause I'm like, but they're constantly always listening to themselves too, like in recordings. And I'm like, they don't hear with that. And I'm always like, oh, but I always find that the people who really love their voices are the ones who actually don't know that they're tone deaf.
After asking a lot of people who have phenomenal voices, such as, Kareen over here, phenomenal voices, and some others that I've talked to, myself included, hate my voice. I cannot stand it. I had to get used to listening to it. You're not going to be used to listening to your own recordings until you've listened to a lot of them over and over and over and get used to the fact that that is what people are hearing. You're not going to like it because in your head, you're hearing something completely different because of the resonance chambers in your face. Okay. You're going to hear things a little bit differently than what people are hearing out in the audience. But by getting it off video, you're going to hear what the audience is hearing. Okay. And you might be like, I don't know why people have been telling me I sound great. I sound terrible. But that's how I feel. I'm like, why?
Well, I think it's great.
People
I'm
been lying to me all my life.
I know. I never know how to take the compliment until someone tells me.
You've been lying to me. How dare you? But that's because it's my voice and I know it's my voice and what I'm hearing is not what's actually being recorded. So I got used to hearing my recorded voice. What I'm hearing is what I'm hearing, but then I know what my recorded voice also sounds like. And I'm trying to perfect my recorded voice. So again, with the audio, make sure that the balance is nice. When you're taking it off of your phone camera, it's picking up whatever is coming directly at it. So that's your voice. That's what you're going to pick up very loud. Okay. So that is why Josh said, put the speaker, the music closer to the phone than yourself. So the music could be like phone, music. So you're gonna have it music here, and then you're gonna situate yourself like way back here, okay? Because you're going to come through a lot louder anyways than this guy, the music, okay? So that's why he said to balance that out. And again, do test runs, right? You don't have to do the whole song. I always say do a test run. 30 seconds, honey.
Yep.
10 seconds.
Don't waste that whole time doing a whole song.
Yeah, do not do that.
Especially a 7-minute song, a 5-minute song.
Yeah, test it first. Make sure it's set up correctly where the audio and the singing volume is balanced. put an X on the spot where you're gonna like what I did was I put a little piggy bank where I was gonna stand, like in front of where I was gonna stand, and I just left it there so that I would always go back to the same spot every time, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to put like a little thing that's a marker that's gonna stay where. Okay, I'm gonna go behind this sucker every time my music's here. Okay, I gotta blah 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 blah. Try it out. Oh, okay, let's go check. Listen to it. Oh, no. And then you redo it and then situate the music a little bit more or bring yourself forward, behind, something like that, right? Once it is set up, take some masking tape or something and mark the spots that you've set up. And that's going to be forever the right balance without spending a whole heck of a lot of money.
Yeah. The other thing is, most cities and towns have a library. Most of those libraries have a meeting room, or they have like some of the libraries now have recording capabilities in their library. I know that the Vegas libraries have that as well. So if you're in Las Vegas, go to the library. They have a recording area. They actually have recording rooms and everything where you can go and record yourself. And it's free. And they have people who also help you record it. So that is an option for you. If you're back to work and you work in a corporate environment, sometimes you guys have meeting rooms as well. It's a great place to do that. And you can use your karaoke venues. Just remember that we want to make sure that we can hear it clearly. We don't want to hear anyone else. If you can use the main audio from the board, please do that. We want it as clean as possible. And we also can't have anyone else in the video, which is another reason why you can do it at your karaoke venue. What I would always recommend is if you can't get the clean audio straight off the board, ask that host to help you. Throw them a couple bucks tip. And ask them, say, hey, I want to make my videos for the Karaoke World Championships. You do really good sound. I want to use your stage and to give it more of that feel. You can have your friends there. We just don't want to hear them while you are singing. There are always the conversations and the breaking of glasses or a bottle. Well, when you throw the bottles in the garbage, it's like, So we don't want it's very jarring, and we want to make sure we can always hear you. So there's a lot of options you can do. Also, some cities have karaoke rooms that have never shut down. Also, some of the karaoke rooms out here in the International District have been open this whole time. So you could have gone in and done it. If you have round one bowling around you, an arcade, they have karaoke rooms too. You can record right in there. It has great backdrop, great acoustics in those rooms. It's not too loud. The other thing is, if you are doing it at a venue, a lot of the times they like to pump that music, but a phone microphone can't adjust well if it's too loud, especially if you don't have like the top of the line phone. If you don't have a Galaxy or an iPhone, it's going to get muffled. It's going to sound distorted. And I have the top of the line LG. My LG sounds distorted. It drives me crazy. That's why I keep saying I need a new phone, because I steered away from my Galaxy and I steered away from my iPhone, went with this because they're like, oh, it's so great and it's the newest and it does great video. Video, yes, great. Audio, terrible. So when you are doing video, I would also suggest don't have it too loud. Have it just a good level, so you aren't blowing out your eardrums or blowing out anyone else.
Enough that you can hear it.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes, phones. You gotta also consider your phone capabilities, right?
Yeah.
Older phones tend to distort stuff. iPhones are really great. I have a Samsung Galaxy S10.
Galaxies are fantastic too.
They're phenomenal. They're great as far as recording audio. So
the OnePlus is also an excellent phone. There's so many great phones out there that have great recording. My LG does not. And
listen, if you don't have a good phone, your friend might.
Yep. Exactly.
When you call a friend over.
Exactly.
Okay. We're all here to help you. We want you to get those videos in, because realistically, if you don't try, you will indeed fail. 100%.
Yep.
You know, at least if you try, there is a chance, right? Like, but I was telling one of my friends, I said, you know, I don't have a whole lot of time to really get into my essay right now, but at least if I submit something, I will get some points rather than no points. And some points is better than no points. So
exactly.
My whole, mantra in life is just try. Right? What is holding you back? Just try. There's nothing wrong in trying.
Yep.
So try.
Nothing wrong with that.
Try.
So I don't know if you see on the screen.
Time is running out.
We're more than halfway done with the season already for qualifiers.
This is awesome.
Have 4 left. We were counting them today. We're 4. We have 3 open genre rounds. One of them is going on right now. It closes a week from today, which means you can sing anything. You can sing Mary Had a Little Lamb. You can sing any genre. You could do rap. You could do rap. You could do metal. You can do screamo. We got screamo the last time in the rock round. I was so excited about it. But you can do a lot of different stuff. So you can jump around and do opera in one, and then do folk music in the next one. It doesn't have to be the same genre. And it really leaves it open to interpretation. But we really don't want you to miss out. And it's really easy to forget or procrastinate. And next thing you know, you miss out. So this is my challenge to you. Start making those videos, even just to practice, because what's going to happen is when you're making videos at home and you're all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, my phone has all these videos in it. And you've gone through it and you've listened to them back. Send us your best ones. It can be those practice ones. We don't want videos of anything before 2021. One of the reasons is because your voice is different than last year. Definitely different. Whether it's better or worse, you maybe used to rehearse all the time back in 2020, and now it's 2021. You're back at work and you aren't singing as much, or vice versa. You were off of work. You weren't doing anything last year, and you're like, I don't even want to sing. And now you're back at work and you're going out to karaoke. Your voice might be stronger now or less strong. We want to hear how you are now, this time, not what it was last year. We don't want you to share videos with us. Look, if I'm trying out for The Voice, or I'm trying out for America's Got Talent, or American Idol, or X Factor, or any of these shows, and they're like, hey, we want you to make a video. Please send in your video. These are the rules. State your name. State where you're from. Give us a little general thing about you, and then do a song for us. You're not going to submit a video that you record for AGT to The Voice. You're not going to do it. If you do, it just gets kicked out. If you send them a video that you've already recorded 5 years ago on YouTube, and I know it might be your favorite song, guess what? They're going to kick it out because it's not recent. We need to see recent stuff. We've gotten many videos this year. You notice I'm getting a little heated here.
No, I didn't. I didn't nothing.
But one of the things is that we want to hear you in the present. We also want you to keep working on yourself and working yourself as an artist. So why are you going to be sending us videos of stuff you did in the years past?
10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah, we've gotten those voice auditions where they're actually like, hi, I'm Samantha from Florida. I'm so glad.
That happened last year. Oh my gosh.
For The Voice.
That's
and I'm
great.
like, wait, what? Did they just say they're trying for The Voice? And they send us the same video. And I'm like, look, you didn't move on to The Voice. Why would you think that the video would make it into this? Especially since you said this is for The Voice. We want to see your videos.
Take a deep breath.
We want to see now. There is an issue going on, I see, with YouTube. Now, if you're hitting private, you can't see it if you share it. I even had that happen last week during my own audition for the national anthem. I made it private, shared the link, and they're like, I can't see it at all.
No, it's got to
So
send directly to people.
Miriam. Well, and I
Yes.
did send it directly. They still couldn't see it, but
Mhm.
you saw a different way to do that. What was the way
Yes.
you do it?
So YouTube has 3 privacy settings. The first is public. Obviously, you post that, anybody can go to your channel and find it, no problem. Okay. That private one that Josh is talking about is very, very exclusive. It will not pop up on your channel. It is a link that I think you have to actually add the people inside YouTube. You can't just send the link, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like you have to literally like mail it to them, like email.
Mhm.
Okay. But third is unlisted. Unlisted means it still will not show up on your channel if someone is searching for that video. It will not pop up on your channel. They cannot search for it. However, if the YouTuber sends you the link, you can share that link, and anybody who has the link can actually see the video. So if you are submitting your videos to KWC, and you have uploaded your videos to YouTube, which I highly recommend everybody to do. It is the easiest way for a production staff, as your production assistant is requesting very vehemently that you upload, not for my Smulers, but my YouTubers, okay? Please upload to YouTube under unlisted privacy setting. Unlisted, not private, unlisted, okay? That makes it easy for production staff to go ahead and get it. That makes it easy for our registrar to go ahead and put your videos up in the system. For the judging software, it makes it a lot easier for the staff to do what they have to do. If it is sent private, it makes things really difficult. Of course, if you do accidentally put it on private, you'll just probably get a message from our registrar or from one of the staff members to go ahead and switch it to unlisted real quick and send us, and let us know. But unlisted in YouTube, unlisted.
Yep. Now, if you do have a public video on YouTube and it has more than like 15 people who have seen it, don't send it to us. Make us a new video. Make us a new video. It's okay especially if you have an unlisted one, if you've sent it to friends or the mentors so they could see it beforehand, because sometimes people do that and they'll be like, hey, can you double check this before I send it in? I just want some feedback to see if it's ready or not. That's fine. Again, if more than 15 people, we want to make sure that when we're doing the show, because we're showcasing the talent, we want to make sure that it's fresh for everybody, including your mom, including your sisters, including your vocal coach. Now, even though they might have helped you and you already got that feedback and everything, I still would recommend as many times to really try to give us a fresh video. Anything over 15 people watching, you might hear from us and we might say, hey, we're not going to accept it this round. Make us a new one for the next round, because sometimes we don't know until after the judges start judging, and the judges will actually look at it and go, wait, this video, like tons of people have seen this. Like, we can't judge this. And then next thing you know, it's coming back to us, and we do a vetting process, but we are human. We even miss that kind of stuff. So we want to make sure that we're catching that right away and give you enough time to make a video. And again, time is running out. So we have four rounds left. I'm really excited because we also have a country round coming up. I know there's actually a bunch of singers who are gearing up. If you do country, you can actually submit now. I believe it is open for everybody if you want to do country, but it has to be 2 country songs. Because it comes right after this round, this open round. But I also want to talk about some of the judges, because people this week, especially with the last R&B round, when they found out who the judges were, and they actually missed their opportunity and did not submit a video. And then they're like, wait, Bobby DeBarge was one of the judges. His family is royalty of R&B. Yeah.
Where have you been? We've been
this year. Our judges have been off the chain. Like, amazing. We have record producers, we have singer-songwriters who are in the business. We have people who worked with Boys to Men and also are singers and also had their own albums, have also won Grammys. We have world champs. Our very first world champ from 10 years ago, Christina May Jop, is judging. She was our first one 10 years ago when we won our first world champ. She was on KWCUSA's ABC's Karaoke Battle USA, which was on TV. It took our format and it changed it up a little bit, but it was actually really hard because you had to be in the top 2 at regionals. It's top 2, and then you'd move on. And she went all the way to Worlds, and she actually got a completely different experience with KWC than usual. So she's also looking, but she also was at Worlds, so she knows what they wanted. We also have people who have been casting directors, and you've been called and talked to, some of you out there, to be on shows. We've had our singers appear on Sing On. We've had our singers appear on America's Got Talent. We've had our singers almost appear on The Voice, because a lot of times there's so many singers that they cut people off as they go. But a lot of people also have gotten skip the line passes from American Idol and from Voice and from AGT, because we have these people who are always there, who are casting directors for all these shows, and they're constantly casting while they're judging. And that's why we bring them on to judge, because not only are they helping us, we're helping them. You never know. I know someone who's on this thing just recently got contacted, and I had a casting director hit me up saying, I want this person. How do I get in touch with them? And I said, hey, let me go and talk to them, because I don't give out people's info. I don't like that. Some of them will find you through the Facebook pages and things like that. I always want them to come through us, because I believe in privacy. And I don't believe that it's my information to share. And when you guys sign off, I respect that. So, but at the same time, there's so many opportunities with Karaoke World Championships. And this year with the judges, we had Thomas Hines, who was part of KWC as a contestant. But what you guys don't know is that he used to be a record producer. And he's worked with so many big names, so many boy bands. And he's also worked like Kid and Play. It's sick how many people he's worked with and how well connected he is. And he was like, let me help you find these judges and find these experts, because we need to get these world champs. So that is who's judging you. We had Pause MC the last one, and we also showed his video. Oh my God. So yeah,
we had so many people. This is why, you don't know who's judging you, and we don't generally like to announce it until the show. If certain judges would like to be featured, we try our best to put it into the show at time, time allowing, right? Because obviously the contestants are the most important aspect of the show. It's really a showcase for you guys. But you don't know what you're missing out on. And we have some really stellar judges lined up, and they were already, vetted and made sure that they understood how to judge according to KWC rules. And I look at that judges list and I'm going, if you guys are not putting your videos in, you are not giving yourself a good opportunity to somehow get in touch with these people. Like, I'm telling you right now.
In the country round coming up too, we have more people who are producers again.
Jeez.
People are in the country scene who might say, hey, do you mind if I reach out to this person? I just want to record them. I want to get them in the studio, which we actually had that happen at the R&B round. Someone was like, hey, and we're like, we're in the middle of the competition. And then we're trying to work stuff out to get that kind of thing done for you guys, because we want this to be your launch pad. But there's a reason why we use the Journey to Stardom saying for this year, is that we know motto. This can jump to higher. In most other countries, the KWC is that launch pad. Is so many people have had careers from this. So we want to be that. And I know what's funny is The Voice, I gotta say, The Voice is less of a launch pad than a lot of other shows on TV. And they were talking about that recently because they said they finally thought they found someone who could really be that big hit, but they've never had anyone leave The Voice and really be bum bum bum. Like Idol had a bunch of them. But The Voice really, I mean, it's great. You win, you do all the stuff, and you go on tour, but it's not, they really haven't found that person to really become that next superstar. And we're trying to find that as well with the KWC. And that's all my drive. Since I've gained involved in 2010, I've always wanted to find that next world champ. Always wanted to find that next star. I'm in Vegas now. I have access to stages. We really want to bring KWC back to the stage, which will be next year. I do have venues though who want it back this year in Vegas for nationals. And it's hard to tell them no. And we're getting pressured. And we're also getting pressured by the singers because I know you guys really want that experience. You really want to be on stage. So we're trying to figure something out if we're going to either make that a prize where you come to Vegas afterwards or whatever, because we also want to really boost our prizes. And we also really want you to get that experience, especially for that top 12 that's going to our national finals. So the next question I have, Miriam, because people also keep asking me, they're like, what happens after I win the qualifier? And I'm like, oh, well, you go to divisionals. And then they're like, what's divisionals? What do I do? Can you
is that me?
briefly, because we like to talk forever.
I know. I'm going to try to keep this real brief. Okay.
Briefly talk about
if or when you win in divisionals. Obviously, that means that you've made it in the top 3 of your division, of your qualifier. Okay. If you see our shows, we say, in 3rd place, and then you'll see a bronze trophy and a silver trophy and a gold trophy. Okay. So 3rd is bronze, 2nd is silver, 1st is gold. I think we've got that in our heads already, right? That means that is the tier, that's the divisional tier that you will be competing in next. So if you made 3rd place in qualifiers, that means you're going into the bronze tier and competing with the rest of the bronze winners that have also made it into that tier. Same thing with silver. If you were a 2nd place winner, you're going to compete with all the 2nd place winners of every qualifier. If you're a 1st place winner, you'll compete with all the 1st place winners. You are not going to be competing. A 2nd place person a silver tier individual will not be competing with a gold tier individual during divisionals, at least not in the tier divisionals. Okay. The only time that may happen is if you land yourself 4th through 7th place in your tier, in which case you will then find your 3rd song, because you have to submit 3 songs. The first 2 will be judged for your tier to see where you place, but your 3rd song will be left over just in case you have to get into that blue ribbon round, right? So if you get into a blue ribbon round, then that's 4th through 7th in gold tier, 4th through 7th in silver, 4th through 7th in bronze. All of those people will be brought down into the blue ribbon round for one more Hail Mary round, where your 3rd song that you submit is going to determine who the top 3 in that category will be. Okay, so that's just kind of like a last chance tier divisional finals. Okay, that means there's 3 in gold, 3 in silver, 3 in bronze, and then 3 from the blue ribbon round for a total of 12. We'll then go on to the national finals training program.
National finals with training.
Okay. It's combined.
Yeah, it's combined. It's combined. Yeah. It's not because we also know that there's some singers who also might turn down training. I know that might happen, and that's up to you if you don't want to do it. But they're going to be people who are experts working with you and really want to hone your skills. So I wouldn't.
I mean, if you don't want the help, from people who know what they're doing, that's fine. That's on you. But don't get mad if you don't get the outcome you wanted because you didn't want to take on the help.
And with nationals, you get 3 rounds, no cuts until that end.
Yes, no cuts.
So that is also something that's a little bit different than we have in the past because we used to do it, cut per round, or you get the first 2 rounds. If it's 4 rounds at nationals, you get past the first 2 rounds and you have a cut, and then you have another cut to get to that top. We're going to have no cuts because we're going straight with that top 12 right away. And while it's over 5 weeks, the reason is because we just want you to perfect those videos. So you're going to actually get some videos ready when you go into finals. And it doesn't even have to be your best video. It could just be you practicing. This is what I'm singing. This is what I'm thinking about wearing. Here's my song. And you record it. The coaches are going to hear it and they're going to say, hey, I think you, and we have people who are going to be focusing on voice, artistry, stage presence, technique. So when they look at them, they're actually going to be pinpointing those things. So you're going to see more than one, and you're all going to share the same coaches, and you're not going to be getting a coach that nobody else is going to get, because everyone at some point is going to see every coach, and everyone's going to rotate around. So because we want everyone to have a very balanced experience, because in the past, like last year, when we were in the nationals and we were doing Keep on Singing program, one coach was really performance based, but not really about the singing voice, like didn't know how to phrase or give that feedback to singers. So we want to make sure that everyone gets that little piece of them. We're also making sure that none of the judges are going to, so none of the coaches are judging. It's a separate thing. So there's no bias or anything. There's nothing in there that's going to make them be like, oh, you know, they're going to be focused on you and your talent. And every single one of them is going to be driven to find that world champ.
Yeah, keep in mind that, you know, if for those of you who have been in the Keep On Singing program last year, and, you know, some of your complaints or concerns that you had were heard. So this year's training program was created in a manner that took into account everything that you guys had to say about it, you know, the pros and the cons. And we developed a program that's going to really take away the bias, right? I mean, I was a coach and a judge, and I hated it. So I'm right there with you. If I'm coaching, I don't want to be judging. If I'm judging, I don't want to be coaching. I just feel like it's just, there's something weird about that. So, and being a vocal coach with my own business, obviously I want to be a coach. I don't want to have to judge. So that was a stipulation I had to take on to be a coach in the Keep On Singing program, which is why we changed it. And so, yes, the coaches are not the judges. We have a whole set of different judges to deal with all of that stuff. The coaches' jobs are to fine tune your songs and get them world's ready, basically. I mean, nationals ready, yes, but we also want it to be world's ready, right? Because we're training you to do well in worlds, right? So if you opt out of the coaching piece of it, you're just doing yourself a disservice, right? You're doing yourself a disservice because, I'm sorry, when we were in school, y'all, we went to study groups, you got tutoring, you had all these resources the school gave you. And if you were sitting there, you know, with a D in the class and not utilizing the resources to help you, then that D is that's your fault.
And
Okay,
also,
so
if you think that it's more of like, hey, I don't have this time to commit, totally get that, okay? But the thing is that the coaching can happen on your own time. So what you do is you're going to send that video or send that, and what's going to happen is if you can't meet with that coach, they're still going to give you their notes. They're still going to give you, hey, I think you need to work on this. It might be through a little video thing, or it might just be notes and be like, hey, I'd really love to work with you more. Go over it. They might give you some tips and tricks of like how to get better. But they're still going to give you that to get better because we still need that coaching. So I know that some people are like, I just can't get it. I get it. But you know what? You need to get there. You need to get there first. So the first thing you need to do.
Don't worry about the whole training program or how it's situated or everything. The easiest way to think of it is your first song will be worked on for 2 weeks. You'll have 2 weeks to perfect that first song. Obviously, you'll already have kind of a rough draft of all three. So the coaches have a general idea of where they are launching from, what they are working with, Okay, because some of these coaches have not seen your videos. Okay, some of them do not know who you are.
Yeah.
So that's going to take time for us to actually see your videos so that they can see, hey, oh, okay, I see kind of generally where I could help improve certain things. Okay, there will be 12 of you, right? There will be 6 coaches, 2 vocal, 2 stage presence, 2 artistry, right? So 6 of you guys will be split into, let's call it group A, okay? So you got vocal coach A, stage presence coach A, and artistry coach A, right? So half of you will go with them. The other half will go with group B, which is the other 3 coaches, right? After 2 weeks, you'll submit your first song for judging purposes, right? There's no cuts, just there's no cuts. It's a score, right? Then the next 2 weeks, you're going to switch. So if you were in group A, you're going to go into group B. If you're in group B, you're going to go to group A. You're going to get to work with a different set of coaches to perfect your songs for 2 more weeks. That's your second song. Then you'll submit it. Okay? That means that within those 2 weeks, you're perfecting your songs. Okay? If you choose not to do the coaching part, then that's what you do. You just
make your video.
And then you just submit it in 2 weeks.
Yep.
That's all it is. But if you really want the help, that you have those 2 weeks to work with your group. Okay? Your last song, you only have 1 week to submit your final version of it. In that week, having worked with group A coaches and group B coaches, you're going to have a general idea of who you clicked with. Very much so. That last week, that is the week that you reach out to those coaches because they'll all be available for you. All 6 of us, right? All be available. So you're going to reach out and schedule a time to work with them on a certain aspect of your video. So if you're someone that goes, you know what, I feel really strong in my vocals, but I really don't know how I'm going to portray this or emote this to the camera. I don't know where I want to go with this as far as my presentation. Then reach out to the performance coach that you liked and you vibed with, because there's somebody for everybody. So if you don't not necessarily like, Coach A, but you really liked Coach B, reach out to Coach B and say, hey, can I schedule a time where we can run through my song and figure out how I can present this so that I have an idea, so I know what to do for my final video. And then within the end of that week, you'll submit your last video. All of those scores will be accumulated. And then we get to find out who our top 3 are.
Bronze, gold, silver, and bronze. We'll be moving on to the world finals.
Yes.
I want to add that, yes, it's 5 weeks, but it's not 5 weeks because it's just 3 songs. Don't think about it as 5 weeks. It's 3 songs. Those 2 weeks, the reason why we built in those 2 weeks is because it might be difficult for you to find time or to mesh with that coach. So we want to give you that within that 2 week span to meet with a coach and get those videos better. Get your
it also allows for that almost like live feeling because in last year, for example, everybody had to submit like 4 videos at one time. So it didn't matter about what the judges said about commentary and the notes and stuff, because there was no way that you could fix anything because they were already submitted.
Yep.
They're already done. Okay. In this sense, you're kind of getting that live feedback. You're given a chance to use the feedback to up your game and up your video quality or enhance what you're presenting out there. So what you've given us initially isn't going to be your end product. Your end product is going to be, with input of the coaches and what they got to say and how they're going to train you and things like that. So it's almost like a live feeling where you're kind of getting this like input and then you're like, okay, I'm going to use it for my next song, that kind of stuff. So I really like the structure. I hope you guys do too. But again, this only pertains to that top 12. So you want to get in on this, I'm telling you, use your membership, use the mentors, get into divisionals, use the mentors for the divisionals. They're there to do the exact same thing.
Yep. So before we move on to the raffles, and most of you should have had gotten your raffles. We do have more. They're still going to get shipped out from the last time. But I want to quickly go over, because this question came out to me by a couple people again over the last few weeks.
Okay.
Because they got confused. They saw, so back in the day when we had our national finals and we have our top singers, and we would then invite the top 3 who didn't move on over to Worlds back to nationals, or the top 5, because it used to be like we had guys and girls because it was separated like that. But then we went to only the top 3 who weren't the ones going to Worlds. So last year, World said we are going to lift the rule where people who have gone to Worlds can't come back for a certain amount of years if they didn't win the gold.
Yes.
And so what we did this year is, last year our world finalists who did not win gold are coming back to divisionals, and they're getting put in via their placement of how they ended up going into Worlds. So Tamika right now says she's not competing again just for this year. She's out this year. However,
but her name is still there.
Her name is still there, and she's taking that gold spot because she did not win Worlds. We had Garvando who won Worlds. And then we have Miranda Longacre, and she's taking that silver spot in divisionals. And then we have Grant Cullum, who is then taking the bronze in divisionals. That way they're still in. They got an automatic bid into divisionals, not into nationals, because some people also got confused. They thought they went directly to nationals. And no, we want to make sure that they're competing. Part of it's for their health of singing, because they don't do any of the qualifiers then. And guess what? You get rusty. So when you're going into divisionals, you have to be ready. And also that's where you're going to start earning your chops and everything. So for those champs, start making videos, start working on your videos, because I know that you're watching as well. So start working on that stuff now, because you don't want to wait till late. Also, Katie was just telling me earlier in the day that we're about to open up the videos for divisionals for the people who have already placed into divisionals.
Ooh.
So if they want to start getting their videos ready and in, that's going to happen within the next few days. She just said in the next few days.
Do not wait. The divisional finalists that have already made it through. I mean, one of the benefits of getting in qualifiers earlier is so that you have more time to prep for your divisional songs and get them in. Okay, you really don't want to be the last one, because you kind of need to have your videos for divisionals almost immediately. Like, you have to do it like that week. It's crazy. Okay, so the sooner you get in, if this is just a smart strategic move. So I'm really happy with the people that have made it in so far. They have, they were like, I'm getting in now so that I can get into divisionals and then like think about my songs for divisionals, and I have more time to really practice stuff and kind of feel things out. Okay. Those of you who are in divisionals, y'all should already be making test videos and figuring out what you're going to do. Like, this is all part of strategy. This is all part of the champion mindset. Okay. And any of my students know what I mean by champion mindset. Okay. You don't see your girl going into competition last minute and picking my songs last minute. Oh, no. That's not how the champs do it. Okay. We think about our stuff ahead of time. Okay. So I'm just telling y'all, get your songs ready. One video.
3 different songs, by the way.
Three different songs.
Can't be what you placed with in the qualifiers. So that's out. Yeah. That's out for nationals. comes back to play. But until then, it's out because
Mhm.
we want to see fresh stuff from you. Again, it can't be shared with a zillion people. It needs to be fresh and new. Don't procrastinate.
Please don't.
Yes, you can ask your friends on Facebook. I don't recommend it. The other thing is that try not to stress about it. Try to have fun. Karaoke is fun. We sing because we love it, and we sing from the heart, and we want to make sure that you're still singing from the heart and still enjoying it. Because if it's not enjoyable, that's not enjoyable for our judges, and we can see that.
You could yeah, you could definitely see it on a video.
Yeah.
If you're nervous and tense, honey, if you thought that we could see it on stage, on a video, it's like enhanced tenfold. So have fun with it. Enjoy. Take a deep breath, take yourself to a different place. Forget the camera for a second, Just
Also,
yeah.
Before I move on to raffle time, if you're thinking about trying out for the Karaoke World Championships, do not wait to try out for the Karaoke World Championships. Like I said, time is running out. Time is running out.
Really?
Time is running out. Katie was just doing the same thing. She's like, time for the raffle.
That's so funny.
But time is running out. And I know a lot of you have actually missed those rounds. Some of those rounds, I know that there are singers who would have placed in if they would have actually just submitted videos. So that's nothing against the people who did, other than they submitted videos. We have so many talented people who are sitting here waiting to the last round. Guess what? Last round's not the best round to be in, because that's when we have the most people. So if you want to be the top 3 out of like possibly 40 people, sure, wait till that last round.
And then you get the less time too.
Yeah.
Less time
and
to
I had a singer who hit me up and was so mad because they were like, you guys only had 4 people in the last round, because I saw the show that you only had 4. I was like,
that's because you didn't enter.
You didn't enter.
You would have had 5.
You didn't enter. And they're like, I'm so mad at myself. Well, don't be mad at yourself. Come on, guys.
Enter the next one.
All right. Let's move on to raffles. Raffle time for members only. For members only. If you want to be a member, by the way, it's $50 for membership. It includes 2 auditions. It includes mentorship, so you can get feedback to even find out what you're going to sing in divisionals. So if you're torn between like 8,000 songs, you just send them a list like, which one of these should I go through and sing? And then instead of asking your friends. Yes, in a bowling voice.
Oh my God.
Hey, Bucky. Again. Anyhow,
let's do this.
And then also you get this kind of thing with the raffle prizes during the Q&A sessions. You also get the access to the judges' notes and the scoring breakdown after a round is over, whether or not you won or you didn't move on. Actually, if you won and you don't have a membership, guess what? You don't get that breakdown. So let's get back to raffle time. Bum, bum, bum. Katie, how many numbers do we have this time? How many? Number 5 to what? 54 to 34. 5 to 34.
Oh, let's do number.
This beautiful treble clef watch, proudly made in China.
Oh my God.
Yes. I don't actually know that. It could be made somewhere else.
Let's do number 18.
Number 18. Chris Hoffman, you have just won.
Yay,
You
Chris!
just won this beautiful treble clef watch. Look at this. My wife wants that watch. But Chris Hoffman, congratulations. You are winning a treble clef watch.
Yeah.
However, if Dawn ends up winning something later, Dawn should hit him up and see, and maybe they can elephant that thing or Secret Santa it, right? All right. This next one is a bracelet.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yup, yup. Little music notes and treble clef. That's really pretty. It's on a webcam. It doesn't look as fancy as it is. And I don't know if she's talking about this bracelet or,
That would look great on.
or the watch. Everything looks great on Chris.
Oh
Everything.
man.
But we need another number from you. 5 to 34.
Let's do my birth month and let's do 12.
12. Diane Spicer.
Yay!
Yes, Diane Spicer. You just won a beautiful musical bracelet. I'm not wearing it. I don't know why I did that.
I don't know either. But you know, that's where it goes.
That is where it goes. All right. And Katie's pulling out the next prize. And next we have the traditional
little
microphone pendant with a pretty nice sterling silver necklace chain with that.
Cool.
All right. So no number 12. What was Chris? No number Chris. No number 18. So 5 through 34 without 12 and 18.
Let's do the age the age people think I am, and I'm not. 25.
25. Kristen Hernandez. Kristen Hernandez. Great job. She's going to be winning that the microphone pendant, courtesy of the Karaoke World Championships.
Yay!
And Corrine loves hers. Corrine loves hers. We that used to be like the staple thing we used to give out too. Like always gave them out. You love those. I used to order so many of those. I love those too. I don't know where mine went. Next up, all right. So, you know what we were talking about earlier with those tripods that you can get at the store and everything?
Yes.
Look at what they're going to get.
A tripod.
A tripod. And this is what I was talking about, these adjustable legs and everything. And so this you can post it wherever. You can tape it against your wall. You can hook it to your TV. And actually, when you hook it to your TV and you use your TV as the audio source, your speaker's right underneath it. So it's going to pick that up as well. So it's also a good thing where you can just have that on top of your TV. So they're going to be winning a tripod.
Let's do number 5.
Number 5 is it is Robert Olivas, who we have not seen a video from him yet this year. I've poked him.
Come on through.
We need to do this. So Robert Olivas, you have just won the tripod, which hopefully that means that you're going to make us a video. Yep.
We're giving you the equipment.
Yep. Exactly. And actually, his video last year, he needed a tripod because his videos were great. Other than the camera was really low. I remember the camera was low, and I was like, "Oh, if he just
look at that!
Yeah,
it's almost
perfect.
like 6 cents."
Yep. So, we have one more, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have one more.
Yeah, that was 4.
Katie's adjusting things on my hand, by the way.
Okay. Wait, is she putting something on you?
Nope.
Oh.
But it is
that's a little, I like that. That's so cute.
Yeah. All right. This is for all the marbles. And by the way, you guys will be able to watch me hosting Jeopardy in the future. No, I'm kidding. No Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I would love to be a Jeopardy host, though. So, no 5, no 18, no 12, no 25.
Let's do 31. I think I haven't called a 31 yet. 31.
1.
Trying to like remember numbers I have.
Patricia Cato Young. Well, that's, you know what? She was Robert's singing partner in duets, I believe.
What?
Yeah, Patricia Cato Young.
Yeah.
You have just won a pendant. You're probably, if you're not watching, you're going to be like, who is sending me a necklace and pendant in the mail? But it'll be coming from the Karaoke World Championships. And we want to remind you to please make your videos and try out for the Karaoke World Championships 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the raffles. Oh, and I'm blurry now. There we go. That was the raffles. Miriam, thank you so much for being here and being part of this and everything. And man, they also have a week. So what they do is they end up producing that video that we show at the end of the week. Her and Dagan and Tori end up getting together and helping build this. And also we have our MCs who are going to be on there. And it's a lot of work to get a lot of videos, also not only from the singers, but also from some of the judges and mentors, and have to put this together. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, thank you guys so much. And I want to thank my board also, because we do have a KWCUSA board this year, and to help in decision making. And also we always want to be as transparent as possible. And also have evidence that we're being transparent as possible. But we have a great board. They work really hard. And we're really trying to get more information also out to you all every week and every day. If you have videos or things or photos of you even doing karaoke, post them on the KWCUSA website. If you're going out to these karaoke bars, and I know you are, because a lot of places are open, and with the new CDC rule, a lot of places are going to just pop up and be open again. When you're there and you see someone who is a good singer, tell them about the Karaoke World Championships. Tell them about KWCUSA.org or KWCTeamUSA.com, and tell them to try out. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? You end up being part of finding that next world champ, which could be just as satisfying as being the next world champ. I know, because I have found world champs, and it is extremely satisfying, or else I wouldn't still be sitting in the seat. The other thing is that I also am a world champ with the Partners Challenge. So I've been on both sides of that. And then I got smoked in the Battle of Champions. But it was
still, your genie one is like by far my
amazing.
favorite.
Oh, I have people begging me
memorable.
to do more genie stuff. So if you haven't seen it, go to KWCUSA on YouTube. You can find that. And I sing Prince Ali in full garb. And the one I had was going around Finland dressed as the genie, because we're in a historic theater. But the theater, they built a mall around this historic theater. So it was sort of weird, because that theater was from like the 1800s, or maybe it was 1700. It was an old theater. And there's catacombs underneath where we were doing makeup and hair, and it was weird. But I would run out into the street as the genie, and people were in Finland, where there's like, everyone's like wearing like really like black suits, brown suits, dark navy, and just jacket. Like everyone has, it's sort of like a dark place. I wouldn't say dark, but it's like there's not much color in it. So when a guy is running around in a blue costume and is
bright blue,
and dressed like the genie, and is like jumping and like, yeah, and I had all these photo ops, and people were either scared of me or were like, yes, I want that, and would come to me. And it was so much fun. And it was also really cold out, because it was Christmas season, and it was snowing and wet, and I did not care. I had so much fun. And I cannot wait.
Honestly, my most favorite performance ever I think it was just super memorable. Like that year, that performance is like the performance of a lifetime for me.
For me, it was Miko's performance was the performance of a lifetime.
I mean, that's solos. I mean, we get that.
I know, but
still,
it was all part of that amazing experience. And
it was the best. I think it was a great year. That year was a great year. So,
and we had hip hop win and duets. We had hip hop win and duets. That's where I'm like, hey guys, hip hop is okay to do. See, it can win. So if you want to sing hip hop, get it in. We do have an open round right now. It ends a week from Sunday. If you are singing country and you love country and it's all you sing, try out for our country round. The other thing I wanted to say is that, again, and I'm going to reiterate what we said at the beginning. If you have a video in right now and for this round, or that we're doing the production for, so you're not going to find out for the R&B round if you're moving on, start preparing videos just in case you don't move on. Start preparing videos all the time. Work on videos, work on yourself, work on your performances, work on the video techniques. It's only going to help you get better, both with your performance and also throughout the KWC. And it's going to help our judges judge you better as well. And we'll have a better production when we're airing our shows every 2 weeks. Remember, next Sunday, we will not be doing a Q&A. We will have the R&B and hip hop round, which I'm very excited about. We have some great singers and some great judges who are judging it. And then 2 weeks from that, we're going to show the open round. So yes, it does take 2 weeks to want to put together these shows so you don't get the results and everything. I know it's a little different than we've done in the past, but we wanted to really have this more of a special type of show every week. So every other week, we'll be back in 2 weeks doing the Q&A between those two shows. And we'll always be having more info. Please keep tuning into KWC. Please like our Facebook page and join our Facebook page. Subscribe to our YouTube page and share what we are sharing, because I want to get the word out, and I am blocked from sharing a lot of stuff because I share too much. So I need your help. If you just spread the word, I would appreciate it. Word of mouth has always been the best way for the Karaoke World Championships. We used to spend tons of money in advertising, and really, it's about you guys helping us find that next world champ and being our talent scouts. So, yes. Oh, that was
get your videos in. I've already seen, people who, they were in one round and found out they didn't make it in. Then they entered for the next round before the 11:59 deadline. And I was like, oh, you have videos ready. Oh, and then they made it in the next round. So just saying, like, it just have it ready. It's best to have it ready.
And make sure that the videos are current, and make sure that they're horizontal in nature. We will accept them if they're vertical. Or
they don't look as they don't look as nice.
Yeah, it doesn't look as nice when we do it.
But
if you do it on a singing app, though, it's going to be square. We know that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with doing it square. And remember, we just want to always have the best audio as you can make it. If there's no choice and you're just like, hey, as long as we can hear you, we're great. We do not want acapella videos. I did have that question this last week. Please do not send acapella videos.
It's a karaoke competition, y'all.
If you do have someone to accompany you, like a piano player or a guitarist, they're fine. Do not put them in the video with you. They can play from across the room. And part of it is because there are people out there who just do acoustic karaoke or do rock band karaoke. That is part of the karaoke realm. So that's why we do accept it as well, because it's still just a backing track. You're still singing a cover. Please do not submit originals songs. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Those are little reminders. And anything else you can get at KWCUSA.org. Any questions you have, any rules, look through the rules. Look at what we're judging on. We're judging on voice, technique, artistry, and stage presence, which is overall entertainment value of the stage of the video. Thank you. We've gone too long. We're 10 minutes past time. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Miriam. We love you all. And please get those videos in.
And tune in next week at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Yep. 8 p.m. Eastern.
For the results show. Woohoo!
Yep.
Keep up. What y'all trying to do? 21 karat magic.